Hey, what about though? During that game, you were openly flirting with Mike Tomlin from the field. You weren't really focused in the moment, but I'll give you a pass for that. What was that about? And did you guys get to talk after the game?
I'm a big Mike Tomlin fan. I have been for a long time. I like the way that he speaks about his team. I like the way that he goes about his business. I like his confidence. I've heard nothing but good things from guys that have played there. I like Mike Tomlin. And I also liked it. He called that timeout. We tried to catch him with 12 on the field. He was kind of smirking about it. I like that, man. I respect that.
A little gamesmanship there, because I think he had to sprint, by the way, to the ref. So I think he had to sprint down there and get it. You obviously realizing it was him that called the timeout. I think Matt Patricia has told us the story of staring you down, trying to see who would make a move first whenever he was at Detroit and he was running the defenses. Is there any other coaches that you've had those types of moments where they understand and you understand that this is open Sicilian, this is closed Sicilian, this is chess right now? Is there any other moments other than just the Tomlin one that we saw?
There's been some back and forth with guys over the years, mostly guys that I don't really like. One guy that I do like, Rod Marinelli. He is, he's been in the league forever, and I believe his daughter is married to our defensive coordinator. I think that's the whole connection there. But Rod, he would flip me off from time to time on the field, and I'd flip him off right back. We had some fun back and forth, but I'm a big Rod Marinelli fan, and I loved, some of the comments that would come my way from him. Competitive guy for sure, super competitive, but a good human, I think, at his core.
Well, I don't know if whenever you and Rod Marinelli were telling each other to fuck off, the exact same conversations were happening after you and Tomlin had your moment, because that continued to feed the flames of Aaron Rodgers going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Pittsburgh would vote you mayor of Pittsburgh right now if you wanted to be the mayor of Pittsburgh right now. These conversations are going to happen about you, right, after what happened this past offseason and with how the season's going to go. And after reading some excerpts of Ram Doss's "Be Here Nah," you know what I mean? You got to be, because no matter where we go in the future, we'll always be where? Right here. Right here will always be. Is that how you deal with potential outside distractions? Because that's going to get loud. I mean, in Pittsburgh, it was headline news in the night and in the morning that you were potentially going to be a Steeler. Pittsburgh dad, obviously, all worked up. All of Pittsburgh's worked up, especially after the Tomlin thing. That's probably going to happen a couple times this year. Do you ever think about that? Or is it, Ram Doss, be here in the moment right now. Let's win as much as we can.
It's that, and then you pair it with the book from this week, which I won't tell you, but it's look, I'm just speaking the truth. Ask me a question about Mike Tomlin, I'm going to tell him how I feel about Mike Tomlin. If you want to take that and run with it and say I'm, angling for some sort of next team or something, I'm not. I'm just answering a question about my respect for Mike and what he's accomplished in the league, and same for, I talked about Ben. A lot of respect for everything he's accomplished over the years, and there might be other, stories similar to this, but I mean, there was, I guess, the last 2 weeks, Niners, there was conversation, obviously an icy handshake kind of between Kyle and Matt, and they obviously had a conversation around draft day, and there was rumors about that, and then I say something nice about Mike. I mean, I think Cincinnati's pretty safe because, they got a good young quarterback, and I don't think they're really interested in that, in the old bull. They got the young calf right now. They don't want the old bull,
Sees my sweat down to my... Yeah, when she wants to take a ride. Go ahead, AJ.
I got two-parter here. You mentioned earlier you had some good interactions with coaches you like. You don't have to name names, but what kind of interaction do you have with coaches when you guys don't get along or there's some animosity? And also, you said they just asked you a question about Mike Tomlin. Let's say a media member asks you about a coach or somebody that you don't really like. How do you answer that?
Bad boy, AJ. Thank you.
It'd probably be a short answer. Probably wouldn't be an expansion. I wouldn't talk about, laud their, many achievements in the league. I might just kind of skip right over that, or angle it to, another part of the question I feel like I can divert my answer to. But I think that's part of question asking. Even when, you ask me some shitty questions, or, Ty does. I can't put Ty in this category, but if Pat asks me something I don't really want to answer, or if Connor I might, take some part of that and then just angle it a little bit to a different response. There's an art to saying a lot without saying a whole bunch. And I think that's where the realm you have to live in. If you're trying to be honest all the time and not cliche, you not have cliches all over your responses, then sometimes there's a question you can't really expand on. You got to kind of adjust your answer slightly.
Roger Goodell, greatest in the history at speaking without saying anything. Best ever. I mean, honestly, best ever. Every politician is dreaming of being able to not answer questions while giving detailed answers like Roger Goodell. It is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my entire life.